for having all of us here tonight. This is great, a very large crowd. I am Marilyn Ruestman. I have with me this evening my husband of 40 years, seated right by this pole. If you would all just say hello to Dick Ruestman. I think a lot of you know him. Many of you know me personally, Dick personally. We are small business people. I was raised a small business person and a staunch Republican as long as I can remember. I've represented Newton County, a large area of Newton County, for the last 8 years as your state representative. And during that time, and during this campaign, I have visited every town in this county. And while I served as a representative, I worked on a project for every town or village that was in my district. So tonight, what I'd like to do, people have been asking me this evening, what have you done? Tell us what you've done for the county. So I'd like to just go over a little of the projects that I did and give you some names, and then you can check my references. Many of you remember the old, dilapidated, asbestos-filled hospital that was over in Stella, and so I asked you to call Mona Hart and check up on me, because I was one of the first people on the scene, worked with the people of Stella all the way through that, and I'm proud to announce that that hospital is now gone. There's a man named Mr. Pat Worley over in Silver Creek. I believe he's the mayor. I worked with him for the last 6 years on a new sewer system, which they're about to install. I received the Presidential Award from the state of Missouri after carrying legislation to name the agricultural building in the state of Missouri after George Washington Carver. I'd like you to call the Diamond Mayor Carter, the Police Chief Brunfield, and ask about the 2 roads that they came to me and ask help if we could rename those and maybe steer a little tourism business off of that new Highway 71 over to Diamond, and also to help them a little bit with their water and sewer district. Many of you know Bruce Anderson and residents of Loma Linda. I worked with them for several years, and you'll now notice when you drive down 43 between Joplin and Seneca that there's a very new traffic signal, and I was there to witness a fatality, and I'm very proud of that. As commissioner, what I promise to you is to continue to care about the entire county. I've already prepared a document on the investigation of what to do with 8 different road districts in one county. I will be a team player. I will work on the reclassification problems or issues that we'll need to solve as we move from the 2nd class up to the first class status, and I will use what I've had in the past to help with the budget. Remember my name, Marilyn Ruestman, when you vote August the 3rd. Thank you.
Next on the ballot would be presiding county commissioner. First up is Clarence Nowak.
I'm Clarence Nowak. I've never gone to tell about my background, where I come from, or what I've done. I was born and raised on a farm, a dairy farm, and my dad had dairy cattle, hogs, and chickens, and we all grew up doing that. My schooling was real short because I went to school around that country, and when I started high school, my brothers got drafted into the Korean conflict, and they needed a little more help at home, so I went to work at home. When they come back, my other brother went in, and when he come back, then I went in, so we all served our country. Then I come back home, I married a little woman, Baden Beauty, and we had 6 kids, and we had 35 grandkids. So we've got a bunch, I'll tell you. I look for his bunch. We moved up to northern Minnesota, and I bought a 1/4 mile of river frontage. And we developed this 1/4 mile of river frontage while I was doing construction at other places, using that money to build homes and so on down the line. And as I sold them, I financed them. And this is the way I come to this country. After developing a whole 1/4 mile, I had enough made to where I could retire. I was only about 40 years old. But that only lasted about 2 weeks because I went stir crazy. after working day and night, you just can't stop. So we moved down to Nevada. I built a truss plant down there, and when that was 1980, and the banker said it'll never go. Lumberyard says nobody uses trusses. Contractor says, we stick build everything. Well, our first set of trusses went out in November of 80, and in March of 81, I had to hire extra help because we couldn't keep up, because it was going quite well. And I kept on that for about 5 years, and we were going to build another truss plant down by Kansas City. I had an accident, and I lost my total memory for 9 years. So after that, I had to start up, and my youngest son was at that time about 6 years old, and I learned to read and write with him, learned my ABCs and the numbers. My daughter was in the 4th grade, and I learned to read with her and write. And after that, I went to Fort Scott Community College, and I took algebra, calculus, and so on down the line in order to help out in the shop. But after I got all that, when I went down there, then they told me, take the truck driving course, and you get all this with it. So I took the truck driving course, and after that, I drove truck for about 5 years. I covered all 48 states, and I learned my history and my geography by traveling it. And hey, if you're ever going to take a trip, don't go overseas. We got it all here. And anyway, then in '85, I started the garage doors and openers and so on down the line. And anyway, when you do vote, give me a chance. I appreciate it. Thank you.